Okay, great. The biggest war to date is over. Now what? World War I had three main outcomes: political, social, and economic. Let's start with political. There were two plans on how the war could be ended: the 14 Points and the Treaty of Versailles. The 14 Points were created by U.S. President Woodrow Wilson, and it focused mainly on self-determination of countries and the formation of the League of Nations. The main idea of the League of Nations was that member nations would come together and talk about solving problems peacefully, rather than going to war. During the Paris Peace Conference in 1919, the 14 points Wilson created were rejected and replaced with the 5 punitive treaties, also known as the Treaty of Versailles. This basically blamed everything on Germany. Next up, economics. No one expected this war to last as long as it did, so no one really made any economic preparations for it. The Allied powers spent way more money in World War I than the Central Powers. Britain had way less economic damage than any other country in Europe, and the US, as well as Canada, prospered during the war, but unfortunately, Germany got all the debt. They had to pay for all the reparations thanks to the Treaty of Versailles. Between 1919 and 1932, Germany paid about 19 billion gold marks in reparations alone. And finally, social effects. World War I was hard for everybody. Total war ripped apart families, and thousands of men lost their lives, and some lost their limbs in the front lines. World War I is also the cause of the lost generation, and it got women into the workforce, which totally disrupted social norms. So why did World War I matter? World War I is over. It's gone. It happened. But it made an impact in the sense of nationalism we have today. But most importantly, the war taught us that we need to remember the past so we can learn from our mistakes.